Hello. Let's put my ears in. How's everyone doing? Happy 2025. I hope you've had a nice evening last night, whatever you were doing. We had a fairly quiet one. We had some friends round. Our neighbours came round and we decided at like 6 p.m. that might happen. And then we actually committed to it about 10 p.m. So everyone came round at 10 p.m. and we just we had a glass of wine each. And I'd saved a bottle of sake from when we were in Japan earlier this year. TesseracT's first time playing in Japan. Saved a bottle of sake, put that in the fridge, and we cracked that open a little bit before midnight. So we had quite a nice night. And I haven't really had booze in a minute, so like a glass or two of wine last night and a little bit of sake, and I woke up this morning feeling a little bit rubbish because I don't really drink very much. So that might be the last alcohol that I have until sometime in February, or maybe even longer than that, because drinking hurts me, and I don't drink on tour, or at least I'm making that commitment, because it's rubbish. Drinking on tour is terrible. I decided that's not a good idea for me because I then can't drum well the next day. Anyway, hello everyone. Hello Joff. Hello Seagay. Hello Sicarius. Hello the Paul cast. Hello Luke. And hello Adam. I've got to play some drums to get ready for the tour. You guys are going to be my witness. Let me just turn... Actually, no, it's kind of cool with that light shining on this curtain. I've got it turned towards me. It was turned around earlier, but I don't actually mind the way that looks. It's only on that view where it's a little bit crazy, but I quite like it on that view. It looks pretty sick. Hello from Brisbane. Flipping right. Hello. Every now and then in these samples, there's a little voice at the end. It's not going to do it now, is it? There you go. And it's not in that one. I changed the stack. In that one, there was like in the background. Anyway, it's not there anymore. Let's get back to the start of this. Right. I hope you all having an amazing first day of 2025. I've had a ridiculous day. I'm not going to lie, I've had an insane one. Flipping right, Seagay! Mate, with the gifted 5. Thank you so much. I didn't realise you could even gift sub on on here, so I appreciate you, mate. That's insane. Thank you. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this, I do have a subscription thing on here. It's only $3. And do you know what you get? So when I'm offline, I upload these little drum lesson videos to YouTube, and I've uploaded... You can only see them if you're members, though. And today I've uploaded all of the videos that will be going onto my Instagram up until the 28th of February, because I batch all this stuff. It's the best way of doing it for me. I've done it all through to the 28th of February, and if you join for as a $3 sub, you get to watch them all now. Look at that. So you can go and check them out if you want. It's in the coffee thing. They buy me a coffee because it's the price of a coffee, more or less. Or it depends on the type of coffee. What I might do when I'm at the airport in a couple of days, I'm going to have a little look at how much coffee actually is when you get to like Starbucks. And it's going to be like $8 and something for a strawberry extra frappa mochaccino or something. And maybe I'll change my pricing structure then, because I think this is probably better value than a strawberry extra choco mocha frino or whatever I just said. Anyway. This is some TesseracT for you. Sorry, 1 minute. I'll turn my cues off. I was recording something earlier and I turned the cues off. Let me just turn them back on. It's like, why is there no cues? I ain't got me clicks. Let's try again. One sec, guys. Let's see if I can change the volume a little bit. You're saying you need a little bit more. Let's try that. I notched you up a few dB. Very quick, Nick. With my students, do they have to understand sheet music? No, I don't. I don't read music for any of this. I can't read music to this degree. I can read very, very basic drum music. I pay to have all of my stuff transcribed. I can transcribe it because I can follow MIDI a bar at a time and put the dots in the right place, but it's just not the best use of my time. So I've got a guy, Guillermo, who transcribes it all for me. And yeah, he's better at it than me. But I give it to people because some people find it easy to transcribe. But the way that I recommend people learn really complex stuff is by using MIDI, and I'm working on a player that will be built into my new website that will help people with that, rather than saying go to an external DAW and like learn it that way. But yeah, I've got pretty good ways for learning complex stuff. You do not need to use sheet music for it at all. And if you're interested in finding out a bit more, drop us a message on any of the platforms and we'll have a conversation. The hat comes off. Trying to be fashionable, but I'm actually warm. I'm using the 20-inch Equilibrium China Meinl. That's my only China, and I love it. And it's the only one I've had since I've been with Meinl. Literally the only China. I've never broke it. No, it's a flipping... it's a normal size snare. 20 inches. Nah, me too. It does look massive. That's what she said. Wowzers. Seagay, very quick. Will I make a full version of exercise 37 with music? I'm going to have to remember which one exercise 37 is. I can't remember them by number. When you say with music, like sheet music should definitely exist. The new ones I've just put up today, there's loads of them. I think it's less than like 45 or 46 onwards, up to like 60 or whatever it is. The sheet music for those will become available as the videos get published on the website, but you get access to the videos nice and early if you subscribe on YouTube. The notation gets released publicly, kind of 2 notations a week. But yeah, the number 37, there should definitely be something that's already there. What we're saying, Sean with the 20-inch snare drum. So anyone doesn't know what we're talking about, I did these Meinl videos, and for some reason my snare drum looks like it's giant. And people were like, wow, he's using some massive, huge snare drum. What's he using? And it was just a normal snare. It's just a 14-inch snare. So it's because it's on a, like, what you call it? It's on a wide-angle lens. So it makes it look wide. Please come to Detroit in 2025. So, I think we are. I was having a message with a friend last night. It was like, what happened to the Detroit show? Look at the Devin Townsend tour in May. Look at the poster for that. And if there's a show in Detroit, then TesseracT to come into Detroit. I thought there was, but I also don't know these things because I'm just the drummer in the band. Daniel, do I have any pictures of me playing my electronic drum kit? Man, I don't know. You could take one, do a screenshot right now. Do a screenshot on your whatever device is, and then yes, I have a picture of me at my kit. I did a photo shoot ages ago. My wife was helping me with it, but I don't really take photos of myself in this room. I rely on photos of photographers on tour with me, like behind a big fancy looking kit. But this is a nice big fancy looking kit. I don't know. I don't take photos in here. What we're saying, great New Year's video I sent, Nick. Thank you very much. Oh yeah, if anyone hasn't seen today, I published a video on how to stay on top of your shit in the new year, because everyone sets like New Year's resolutions, right? And I was having a little read around because I subscribe to loads of like self-help, self-progress, personal growth type blogs and podcasts and things. I love listening to that stuff. It's like it's my absolute cup of tea, that is. And there was this thing that I saw that was how many people fall off of these like New Year's resolutions, everyone feels, oh, new year, new me, and it's so good. That energy is amazing, right? It's super high, but the commitment rate to people that actually start things is super low. It's like 8% of people make it past the first month. 8% of people. So you think of all the people that even do a New Year's resolution, right? 8% of people make it past month one. So if you're trying to do something that's significant, where you actually want this thing to last and be like a new behavior, which is what it needs to be if it's going to be the life-changing thing, if it's a dietary thing, if it's a fitness thing, if it's a learning thing, whatever it is, if it's not just, oh, I'm not going to eat shit, I'm not going to eat chocolate for a month or whatever, fine. But, like, if it's going to be something that's meaningful, long-lasting, I need my mic a bit louder. I can do that. There's a louder mic for you. Yeah. It's, oh, man, I've lost my train of thought now because my mic was quiet. Yeah. You need to have some systems in place to feel like, to actually be able to get past these things and do these things. So anyway, I'm talking like utter rubbish now because I've had a really long day. Go and check out the video either now or after the stream. It's like 6 minutes long. It's not going to be too long. It should give you some ideas if you're trying to just get into something new and good for you this year. If you're trying to do something now, like, have a look at that first and see if you don't get an idea or two. I'll bet you'll take one thing away from it or a couple of things. If you're a drummer, you might take multiple things away from it. I've got more music to play. If you guys can hear me tapping, because I've had to turn the microphone up, if you can hear tapping, then let me know and I'll turn the mic off when I'm not talking. That sounding alright for everyone? I hope so. Daniel said something about turning the drums up again. It sounds alright on my end, but... sticks, I'm using standard long 5As by Meinl. They are beautiful. They're the best sticks that I've used in a long time. Go and check them out. Tappity tap tap. Are you guys hearing tap tap? I'm going to turn the mic down a little smidge. Just a smidge, like that. See if that helps. I can also just, I've got a button for it. But I like to talk sometimes randomly. Here we go. Adam, thank you very much. Seagay again, thank you. I'll get back to chat in a second. Made a mess. Hang on. Having those other cues, like the guitar cues in there, is really throwing me off. There's like all these extra clicks that are just horrible. And I heard one in the weird place and it made me go, ah! Ah! How about that? Honor with the gifted 10. Flipping heck. You guys are coming out in force today and just gifting to absolutely everyone. This is amazing. One thing I can't figure out. If anyone... thank you very much, Honor, by the way. That's so kind. If anyone knows in OBS how to get the YouTube stats window back up, because I've completely lost it. I closed it by accident earlier and I can't see, like... how many people are watching or anything like that. It doesn't matter that much. It's just nice to see sometimes.
Seconds.
New kick pedal. Newish. I got it maybe 6 weeks ago, something like that. I did a video on Instagram about it. There's a video where I'm telling people how good it is, because it is great. I didn't get it for free either. I don't get much free stuff from DW. They give me a nice discount, but I think I need to be way more famous. Way more famous to get free. I don't mind though. DW's the company, man. They're the ones I want to work with. Ding. Yeah, Stream Elements. I'm using Stream Elements. I don't know how to get the YouTube stats window open. I'm also not going to leave my drum kit to get my mouse over there to turn it all back on, so it doesn't matter that much. What plugin am I using? Bob, I'm using... oh, I can't show it you easily. TuneTrack Superior Drummer 3, there you go. Yeah, man, it's real nice. It's, what do you call it? The Modern Metal Easy X. It's real good. There we go. These are the DWMFG pedals, for anyone wondering. They're like the big daddy of the flipping 9000s. They've taken everything about the 9000 pedals and just made them amazing. Seagay again with the gifted sub. Mate, thank you so much. There is no Hype Train. Is there a Hype Train equivalent on YouTube? I don't know. I haven't been streaming on here very long, so I don't really know. There must be something like that. What did it take to become an endorser of Meinl? William, a lot of time spent drumming, a lot of work put in behind a drum kit, and then eventually a chance meeting with the Meinl rep. And I went and had a beer with him, and it was love at first sight. And we were flirting on Instagram beforehand. So yeah, it was yeah, it was good. Meinl is so good. Bikes. Polaris is 10 years old this year. Flipping heck. This year, it's weird saying this year and meaning I still think next year, but it's this year, isn't it? Alright, here we go. Difficult, that is. Difficult. Yeah. Oh man, it's fun playing that song. Are you guys saying Twitch is expensive to YouTube? You can set your own prices on YouTube. Oh yeah, I did that the other day. I was wet the rest of the night. It was stupid. I didn't even change after the stream. I took the dogs out for a walk and I was still cold and wet. Cybergrind, thank you very much. That's very kind. What's my current favourite pattern to play over halftime 4? I've got no idea. I don't know what halftime 4 means, if I'm honest. I'd need to hear something and then I could, like, play something over it. I'd need to hear an example and then I could give you, like, an idea that I like over it. That's probably the best way of explaining that. What's my favourite Pokemon card? Oh, man. Pikachu X. I'm loving playing Pikachu X at the moment. Anyone else playing that game? It's such a stupid game. I've almost completed the first set they released, whatever that is. I just like collecting them. I haven't got any physical ones. Oh, not since I was a kid. I've got a whole book of them in there from when I was a kid, all the base set. But yeah, I haven't got any of the new ones. It's a fun game though. And this is where chat just goes, what module? It's just a Roland TD50KV. But I'm also using this Superior Drummer. Next. So it sounds like that. It's flipping amazing. Do I gate the snare when playing live? I don't know. I play the drums live. The sound engineer deals with all of that stuff. What we have is little triggers, and they are the gates. So we've got a little trigger on each drum. It's not triggering a sound. It's not triggering a sample. It's when I hit the mic, when I hit the drum, it opens the mic. So the trigger opens the microphone and then closes it. Does that make sense? I don't know more than that though. How much drum honey do I use? Flipping drum honey! I use loads of it, mate. I get through at least a bottle a day. It's something like that. I forgot the exact pattern that we went with the other day. I don't think I'm going to half-time the China. It feels kind of weird half-timing the China. It feels too slow. Here we flip and go. That was a new little fill to end that. I enjoyed that. Flipping right. Was it Honor again that gifted 5? Thank you so much. You guys are so kind. Like I said, I didn't know that was a thing on here. I didn't know you could like give loads of subs and stuff. And Seagate, yeah, the lockdown performance, that was hard. That was the first time I'd played the outro to this song, and it was bloody difficult. Core on the Rob, first test song you fell in love with. Oh, amazing. Yeah, man, it's a good one. I like this one. This one goes hard live. People seem to really like this one. Flipping right. I saw, let's see. Boop. I'm going to keep streaming. I just want to have a bit of a chat with you guys for a minute, because I can. Just trying not to pour water all over my flipping clothes this time. Do I warm up before streaming? No. I just go live. I used to really... like 5 years ago when I started streaming on Twitch, I would get like in my head about what a stream would be, and I had to plan all this stuff, and it's like, oh well, it's got to be this subject for this stream and this subject for this stream, and I've got to plan all this, and oh my days, it would make me crazy. So I started just doing requests, and that I got burnt out on that after a couple of years. But now it's just Tesseract stuff. I'm comfortable just playing Tesseract stuff. I'm not relying on streams to like make my income, kind of like I was in the what I'm trying to say, COVID times, when streaming was very much my means of making money. Which leads me on to another question, which is, when did drumming become a major main source of income for me? Drumming is like probably, well, specifically drumming on the internet and doing lessons, connecting with drummers online, and selling my lessons on my website is like 90% of my income. TesseracT is about 10% of my income. The amount of money that we get from TesseracT is not enough for any normal human to make a living, because it costs so much for a band to be a band. The costs around touring are so huge. So yeah, it's TesseracT makes a lot of money, but there's not a lot of money left in the band, in the account, once everything's done, just because it, like I say, it costs a fortune to get this thing on the road and put on the size of production that we do. So we kind of accept that, but being in TesseracT opens up other opportunities. Like you would think it would pay a living, but it's such a strange, it's a strange beast. Maybe one day it could, maybe one day it makes a difference for everyone, but right now it's just like, oh yeah, we've got a little bit of money from the band kind of thing. It's very much a passion project and maybe a bit of a retirement fund. That's probably the best way of thinking about it. One day it might be something in the retirement part. We'll just be getting royalty payments every year, but even the royalties, it's like, oh, it's just kicking the bollocks. All the effort you put in, and it's, oh, you made £150 in the half a year or something. You're like, oh, great, brilliant. I better not spend all of that. Like, that's got to last me 6 months. So it's a very difficult industry to make money when you're trying to make money that is this kind of music. We haven't got a small audience. We've got an amazing audience. But compared to popular music, what you would typically hear if you just turn on the radio or whatever, we're not churning out stuff that can just be made really quickly and marketed. It takes a long time to come up with this stuff and fine tune it and really learn it well enough to perform it live. And we're not just doing that all the time. You know, everyone in the band's doing other things. Well, kind of. This is obviously the main thing, but there's other things that we do that are music related that make us money. And for me, it's like making drum lessons and posting videos online and hoping folks see those and they go to my website and check out the lessons that I've got there. And some people might want to join my masterclass, or some people might want to join the subscription, or some people might want mentorship. And there's all these different things that I do, and that's really the opportunity that I get because I'm in TesseracT. So how did you get in the band you're playing for? Daniel asks. I heard TesseracT on MySpace a long time ago when it was just demos in like 2003, and I thought it was a real drummer and a real band because it sounded so massive and epic and huge. But it was just a guy in his bedroom using this. Oh, that's my Cubase. Hang on a minute. Using Superior Drummer to program the drums so it sounded real, because it is real samples. And I was like, oh my God, this isn't a drummer. I might be able to drum for this band if this guy wants to turn it into a band. And then I just like punished him for a year until I got I got an audition. And he sent me, this is how long ago it was, he sent me a CD, an MP3 CD, because the internet was too slow to send a a load of files. So he sent me an MP3 CD in the mail with all of the TesseracT songs on it, and I learnt them. And then a year later, we got into one of my studios. I used to have rehearsal studios in the UK, and yeah, we practiced and we had a good time. And it all went from then. It all came together pretty quick after that. So yeah, man, it's amazing. It's amazing how far it's like how it's still going. Like these are some people that I've spent so much of my life with, and the amazing thing is how well we all get on, and we're all very different people. As we've got older, we've all become very different people as well. You know, everyone's lives change and focuses change and priorities get like pulled from place to place. Kids happen and mortgages happen and wives happen, families happen, and there's more demands on people's time. And we've still managed to make the band work. You know, it's I think because it's got to a stage where it's like we're going away on a tour, and it's not just this kind of small thing that we're going and doing a few shows and calling it a tour. It's like, oh shit, we're going away for 6 weeks, and there are other people that are employed to do this, and there's people behind it. There's other people's money that are going into it. Like it's a big thing. And the thing that I would say, if you're like trying to be in a band, is like you've always got to be able to see that next level, because from that small place that we started, I was able to imagine what that next level would look like at pretty much every level. It's like, oh, okay, well, we're playing 5 shows and we're driving ourselves to the shows. Oh man, like what happens? Imagine having a van. Imagine if we were driving a van. Oh man, that'd be amazing. And then, oh my God, we've got a driver for the van. Someone else is driving us to the show, so we can all have a beer after the show. Because normally one of us has got to drive, so one of us can't have a beer. So you little stupid things, right? They become like the stupid little next levels. But then it's like getting your first T-shirts made and selling your first T-shirts at the shows, and then someone else designing the T-shirts, you not doing it yourself, and not burning your own CDs, which no one probably burns CDs in now anyway. But like there were all these things that were, you know, being signed to Century Media back in the day, that was a huge step. Getting our first tour in America, massive step. Like, really big steps that were really obvious ones. But now those types of things are just a part of it, and I don't really think about them too much. It's like, yeah, well, there's going to be another load of music at some point, and it's going to be released. And I don't... It's like the bucket list thing of having a CD that I've drummed on that's released publicly that is, like, in the world. That's done, and it's exciting to make more music, but it's not as exciting as the first time. The very first time you hold your first CD and it's like in a record store, that's like, whoa, this is sick. And now it's like, yeah, I'll see TesseracT in the thing you're flicking through, and it's just normal. It normalizes. It totally normalizes. Doing shows normalizes. that's the crazy thing. You know, it's an amazing experience doing a show, absolutely amazing experience. But it normalizes. You get very used to being up on stage and doing it. You don't get nervous before shows, and you end up just like you go up and do your thing, and you put everything into it. I do put everything into it, like so much. Any ambitions for TesseracT in the future? Just keep growing it. It still feels like it's doing that. It still feels like it's climbing. I don't think there's not really a ceiling on something like this. Your only ceiling is your imagination, and if you stop, you guarantee it ends. If you keep going and you keep finding ways to fund the crazy ideas, then it keeps going, because you do something bigger than the previous thing you did. Like if we do something and it's smaller than what we did before, then it starts to go downhill. So we have to do something that's bigger in every regard than War of Being, because we're the type of band that can't just put out a record. It's like, oh, we've got a record coming out. You can't just do that. We've got to make a whole thing around it and really think about it and how it's presented and what the video is going to be and what the other products are going to be around it and what the live show is going to look like and who would be a good match to take out with us on tour. And like there's all these things that you have to think about, and it can take, we recorded War of Being, then I had it finished for a year before we could like release it. I was listening to it for a year before anyone heard it, and I was so like, oh my god, I just want the world to hear this. But it takes that long to arrange all of the stuff for it to be released. It's wild, absolutely wild how much goes into it. So yeah, man, it's good. Cameron Davis, hey, I'm a drummer. You want to learn odd timings and putting them together in a song. What are some practice tips for learning odd timings? There's so many different things. Depending on how far advanced you are, the best thing is putting odd and even numbers together, right? So if you counting a 4 there, like 1, 2, 3, 4. Imagine a 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then you can start accenting different ones. Like I'm accenting every third one there. Just getting control. That's just a 3 and a 4. You could do 5s, like right, left, left, right, left. Ah. Going back to the 3s. Back to the 5s. There's loads of stuff. I would have a look on my website. There's so many odd-timed lessons that you can pick out from there. But polyrhythms, metric modulation, just playing with odd time signatures. Literally set up something that's 5/4 and feel how that repeats. The thing about odd timing is that it has to become a feel. So you have to spend enough time with a thing to feel it rather than count it. And there's no like key that you can put in that unlocks that. It's just an amount of time spent with an odd timed concept. But the thing that I feel like I specialize in is giving people the tools to optimize the practice routines and the setting up of that kind of thing. Because what most people struggle with is like I'm going to learn this thing, and then just not having a tool to do it and not knowing how to turn up and consistently do it well, and getting frustrated because they haven't learned anything and they haven't been measuring anything. And it's imagine I'm like a personal trainer for drummers. That's kind of how I see myself. It seems to be working as well. But yeah, as well as just helping people with that kind of stuff, I give people the patterns that have unlocked the most for me. And that's one of them, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Being able to play 5s wherever I want. That's most fills that I would like default to. I do loads of 5s. And then learning a few linear patterns. Gent don't pay the rent, says Marty. It don't pay the rent. There's not one single gent band that's paying the rent. Well, is that a lie? I don't know. A Sleep Token gent? They've come from that world, but they're probably not gent, are they? They're definitely paying the rent. Who else? Periphery. They're probably not paying the rent from Periphery, but from the other projects that Periphery have got, they're probably paying the rent from that. No, I don't. I don't even think Periphery would say that they make enough money for the band members to just do the band. Almost certainly they don't. I think everyone that you see that's driving a fancy car isn't getting that money from being in the band that they're in. They're getting that money from deals that they've got because they've got enough influence from being in that band, if that makes sense. So anyway, I should drum more because I got more songs to play, shouldn't I? Keep the questions coming though, guys. I really like having things to talk about when I stop playing drums. Hunter as well, very quick. Genuinely, War being so good, you don't know how anything could top it. Well, we can top it, I reckon. I reckon one day. Jay, you need to have stage sparklers for the climax of Natural Disaster every time. Oh, like we had that curtain fall, didn't we, of like the sparks in the UK. Do you know what's dumb? Is like, I was told that was cold. It was called a cold drop. It wasn't bloody cold. They were landing on my head and it was bloody hot. I just had to play through it. It was bloody hot. Spirit Box. Yeah, I mean, maybe they are. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know them. I don't know. I haven't met them. Actually, maybe that's a lie. I think a couple of the Spirit Box folks came out to our last LA show, but I don't think I met them. So they would be. I think that would be quite a good tour, actually. Tesseract and Spirit Box in anywhere, frankly. I think that would be good. I think people would come to those shows. Would you guys go to a Spirit Box Tesseract show? They'd obviously be headlining because they're massive. I think that'd be quite good. Let's have some bands in chat. Bands in chat, right? Let us know what would be a good fit. Tesseract and then you tell us. Because we have these conversations in the band, and especially when it's bands that could like go out with us, because we've got no idea sometimes. Rick Blythe, top 3 drummers. I don't really follow anyone. I don't really follow any drummers, funnily enough. I never really have. A Destiny's Child. Glass. That's amazing. Actually, there's a guy on Instagram. He comes up on my Instagram every now and then. Is it Justin Scott? Jason Scott? Justin Scott? Something like that. He's just like purring around the drums. He's the most relaxed, flowy, tasty, dynamic drummer I've seen ever, I think. Absolutely beautiful playing the drums, that guy is. I don't know his name though. I think he's a Meinl guy. I know that much. He was doing something recently with Meinl. Anyway, one more question. Do you find a difference playing an E-kit meshes compared to an acoustic? Yeah, but it's not so different on these kits. It's close enough. You just have to learn. Like when I sit behind an acoustic kit, there's like a couple of minutes where I'm just getting used to it. But I only practice on this and then I go on tour. So it's like, it's good enough. It's more than good enough, right? Archspire, Protest the Hero. We did a Protest the Hero tour twice. That was our second tour in North America and then Europe. We did a protest tour in Europe. That was fun. They're really nice guys. Right, drums, 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 drums. Would I use this kit live? No. Because it mistriggers sometimes, and maybe if we were doing like a headphone show or something wacky like that, maybe I'd use it for that. Oh, I love playing that one. It was so difficult when we started playing it live, but I flipping love it. It's so good. So good. Seagay, thank you so much, mate. I appreciate you coming in and giving a million monies away. I appreciate you. Thanks very much. You've brought a lot of people access to bits of my internet that are otherwise hidden, so thank you very much. What are we saying? Flea market floppy disk. Mate, that's a name and a half. I love that. Been playing much Path of Exile, Rick? No, actually. That is on my list of things I'd like. It does look pretty good. I've got so many games. I'm back in Elden Ring at the moment. Alright, here we go. Got to use my full brain for this. Hang on, my shoelace is undone. I wouldn't be able to do this during the show, but I can do it now. There we go. Give myself a fighting chance to play in this stupid kick drum section. Yeah, I was doing Ghost of Tsushima for a while. It looks amazing, but if I'm honest, I got bored. I got quite far, and then I got bored of it, which is a shame. That was shite. So many little mistakes in that. Yeah, I'm playing drums in Japanese right now, everyone. That's amazing. Sean, I would say it was something I was doing a little bit before TesseracT, but I learned to do it a lot better in TesseracT. Oh, I appreciate you, mate. It's, I guess like anything, it's a bit challenging at first. It's just getting you left into the position where you want. On the 8th notes, I might use the right, because I can spin, or even, you know, go across from the right or left to right. That's why I do the figure of 8 thing quite a lot, because if I'm going that way anyway, I can hit 2 cymbals. Nick Fudge, this is War of Being by TesseracT, which is my band. It's my band. Dan, whoever hooked me up with a membership for the month, you're a legend. It was either Honor or it was Seagay. They've been gifting subs left, right and centre today, which is incredibly kind. Thank you very much, guys. What a lovely first stream of the year. Flipping lovely. More being everyone. There we go. What TesseracT song, says Rick, do you think you could do the most consistently without any mistakes? I mean, all of them have got mistakes. Natural Disaster, maybe, of the new ones. I know it really well in my mind. I mean, War of Being, kinda. I can dance around with War of Being now. Chris, finally caught a live stream. You're a huge TesseracT fan and bassist for over 30 years. Flipping right. Mate, you're playing the wrong instrument. You need to play the drums. It's the only instrument worth playing. I'm teasing. Well done. Thank you for being here. Congratulations on 30 years of playing bass. Oh, you just took up drums? Flipping right. Mate, you come to the right place then, mate. We're all about drums in here. Here we go. This song's called Juno. This one's for Chris, the new drummer. If everyone in the band did a music theory test, who would get the highest score? Amos. Yeah. I think Amos or James. I don't know it much. Dan, I don't think would score high. I don't think he knows anything about music theory. He knows a lot about vocals. Ackle, I've got no idea. It'd probably be like James and Ackle. Sorry, James and Amos at the top. Then Ackle probably, then me and Dan in last place. I don't know. Which cymbals do I prefer? Darks and thins. Dry cymbals. Dark, dry, thin as it can go. Vintage. Washy cymbals. That's what I'm about. I don't want thick, clangy, ringy for ages cymbals. Thinner cymbals weirdly don't break as much either. They've got more, they move more. And if you're playing the swipey method like I play, very, very rarely break a cymbal. Adam, Porter and Davies, so good. Did any of us go to music school? I don't know. I think Ackle went to like a school of rock, but when he was like a teenager. I didn't get into a music school, so I just learnt what I wanted to learn instead. Amos might have gone to a music college. I think Amos went and did music at a college, or maybe like performing arts. He did some kind of college music thing.
I always fudge that a little bit. I'll be taking the 9000s on tour. I'm going to leave this one home. It's like something else to fly with. I've got two 9000s in the UK. I love this one though. This is still chain drive though. It's not the direct drive version of it. That was quite fun. For that outro. Maybe I'll do that every time. Guys, that was fun. Thank you for hanging out with me while I played drums again. What song is this? JBack 111211 Madge. Is that your name? That's a long, strange series of letters and numbers. That was Concealing Fate Part 1 by TesseracT. It's one of our oldest songs that we've got. Super old song, that one. It's at least as old as me. Actually, that's a lie. It's not as old as me. Yeah, I like... The 9000s are amazing, but I'm currently playing these ones, which are the... what is it? MFG pedals. Machine drive. I don't know what MFG stands for. Machined. Fucking good. That's probably what it means. They are really good. It's just like a modern 9000 pedal. It's lighter than the 9000, a bit more nimble, a bit more easy to like change. So yeah, it's good. Chris, college is good because it forces you to practice, but with discipline, and a good teacher can save you. A good teacher can save you thousands and learn the same material. So, my opinion on the whole college versus getting what you like, just getting a teacher. Depending on what you're trying to do, if you're trying to be in a symphony, yes, you've got to kind of go through the hoops that you need to go through to, to do that. If you're trying to be in a band like TesseracT and write your own stuff, it can be a massive waste of money. Like, not waste of money, it can be a very expensive way to do it. Most of the people in TesseracT and a lot of the bands we tour with are living proof that you don't need a qualification. You don't need a piece of paper to say I can be in a band. But you could potentially meet people. You could meet musicians. There are certain bands that we tour with who it's pretty obvious if they've been to college because they're just insane musicians. And they're, what's the word? Virtuous. What's the word? Virtuous. I can't. There's a word that sounds something like that. They're very, very good musicians, but I don't know. It depends what you're trying to do. Like to get that good as well. You don't just get that good by going to college. Like a lot of work you've got to do, like in college, and just be curious enough in your spare time to still be doing it. So it depends on how you learn as an individual. Yeah, that's also true. Like some people need that kick up the arse by like the accountability aspect of being in college could be a huge benefit to some people. But I struggled to pay attention in school, really. I only wanted to do music. I wasn't interested in the other stuff. And I knew music was my way. I knew really very specifically the type of music I wanted to do as well. So I wasn't just trying to learn everything. Like when the idea of going to a music college and learning about this style of music and this style of music and this style of music, I'm like, I'm never going to use that. It's a waste of time teaching me that. I'm never going to use it. I know exactly what I want to do. So if you're anything like I was, don't go to college. Just learn the thing that you want to learn. Didn't Tosin go to Juilliard and Garska went to Berkeley? I know Garska went to Berkeley. I don't know where Tosin went. And yeah, they're examples of people who are absolutely insane. But not everyone that goes to those places is where they want to be. I've got people in my masterclass program that went to Berkeley, and after Berkeley they've approached me to ask me things and join my course. So there's no guarantee just by going to these places and having an insane qualification that you're automatically going to be in the band and in the situation that you want to be in. I think the expectation is you go to one of these and you end up at the end in the dream position. And really, that isn't the case for most people that go to these places, or probably college, to be totally honest. I think it's probably just how it is. What other questions we got in chat? What else are we saying? Something else that isn't about college. Because I do see the benefits for some people going to those places. I just didn't go to one, so I can't speak to the benefits from personal experience. And I can speak to the benefits from having not gone to one. I don't have the debt from going to one. I did get a chance to make money earlier in my life, so I could afford to buy the gear that I needed to have a go at doing this. And there's more than one path. There's more than one path. Easy way to leave it there. What are we saying out? Plenty of good music that didn't come from strong theory or educational base. Yeah, man. Honestly, if ask me to describe chords and things and what is a major seventh diminished, I'm I've got no idea. Literally no idea. Although, tell you what I have got, pretty good pitch and tuning. If you give me a guitar, I can just tune it. I can just tune it. But I only know the notes because I know what they should be. I know what the names of them are. Which is kind of dumb. That's kind of a stupid thing to be able to do. But yeah. Rick, do you play with the same shoes every time so you have consistency? No, not really. I like a specific type of shoe. I like them to be thin and bendable. These are those was it Allbirds or something? Allbirds. Super bendy, thin. I picked them up. I was in New York the other week. And I picked up a couple of pairs of new shoes because I was walking around in one rotten pair of Nikes that I've had for ages. And my wife was like, get some new shoes. So I got some new shoes. I tried on 2 pairs of these and I liked both. So I got both. You know what? I never do that. I would never normally go and just buy 2 pairs of shoes like an Indian, like a rich boy. But I'm like, you know what? I just made a bit of money doing a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to have a pair that I drum in. And I'm going to have a pair that I'm and slightly nicer trainers that I can wear out and stuff. And it was a good time. I now got 2 pairs of shoes that I can walk around. I'm going to take both on tour as well. Going to have a nice time wearing 2 pairs of shoes at the same time. I'm going to wear them at the exact same time. Got 4 feet. That's the only way I can play any of this TesseracT stuff. Craziness. Trying to get me to play all this madness with 2 feet. Idiots. Who'd write this for a drummer? Stupidness. Guitarists, that's who'd write this kind of stuff for a drummer. It's probably better to get a teaching degree in music, says Daniel. Yeah, actually. probably. It's probably better to get good at teaching music. I would agree with that. Because teaching is a whole other thing. I've been figuring it out for a long time. I've kind of landed on my recipe of how I teach, and I really enjoy it. It's something that I used to do to try and just get a bit of money on tour, and I ended up enjoying. And now, like, the idea of like doing clinics and stuff is like, wow, yeah, like, I love doing it. It's crazy. It's so much fun. It's a lot of prep. It's more that it's a challenge to overcome. It's a big challenge every time you have to do something like that. Like when I get asked to do a 2-hour clinic, for example, it's like, oh, I've got to have 2 hours of stuff now. But I'm aiming to just build a load of material from which I can pull stuff to make clinics easy. Like TesseracT sets, we get a 45-minute set or a 90-minute set or whatever, and we just piece something together. And kind of the same with a clinic. I want to have like my comedian's material that I can piece together stuff for a clinic that I know lands really well. It's great, man. What do my parents think of me being a professional musician? They've been amazingly supportive my entire life. It's been so good. They love it. They never tried to stop me. They like helped me every step of the way. My dad would like take me to rehearsals and stuff when I was young and pick me up. They got me. I used to play keyboards before drums. They bought me keyboards. My family like pulled together and got me my first drum kit. Yeah, I think it's amazing. I remember years ago, my dad was at if I say stag do, does that mean anything to Americans that are in chat? Like where blokes go before a wedding, they go out and get pissed and stuff. And it was one of his friends' like pre-wedding party, and all the blokes were out at pubs and things doing a pub crawl. And what they were talking for some reason about like me, because it was early in my life. This is a long time ago. And one of them said something like, he was like, yeah, Jay's he's going to be a musician. My dad was talking about me being a musician, and yeah, Jay's going to do that. That's like what he's working on. And all these guys' example in life was like, try and do the thing you want to do, and then it doesn't work. So you go and get the job and just do that forever. And they were like, oh, he's going to give it a go and it's not going to work. And my dad was like, no, he's like doing it. Because I think, I don't know if I'd moved down to Reading at that point, but like I was trying. Everything I was putting into it. And they were like, oh, come on. He's going to be working here. Because I was working in the government office in the Midlands in the UK at the time. He's going to be working here the rest of his life like everyone else. And my dad got really pissed off with them because they were talking about it quite a bit. And he left. He just left them. Like, middle of this, like, party, stag thing. He's like, all right, fuck you guys. I'm off if you're going to talk like this about my son. See you later. So he's been massively supportive of me being in a band and trying to do this. Because you only get one go. Like, why wouldn't you give it just keep going. Just flipping keep going. If anyone in chat is, like, trying to do this, trying to do anything creative, just keep going. Flipping push and push and push and, like... If you can, like, think about this. I heard this the other day. This is flipping amazing, right? This is amazing. Think about the thing that you want to do, right? The thing that's like, oh, man, imagine if I was doing that. Picture yourself doing it, right? And now, what are the things that, like, you don't want to stop doing to make it a reality? Like, it might be, oh, man, I'd have to probably wake up at, like, 5 a.m., you know, if I'm already busy, right, I've got to try and get to bed earlier, so I've got to stop playing computer games, probably. I've got to stop playing whatever the new game is that I like, and I've got to wake up early. That might be one thing. There's other examples, right? There's things that you might have to do. I might have to make an hour, make 40 minutes in my evening 4 times a week. I might have to do that. Whatever it is. Whatever that thing is what someone else will do that ends up doing it. That's in the same position. And I'm like, oh my God. Thinking about shit like that just fires me up every time. It's like, man, I'm not like, I haven't got this thing. I'm trying to work on this thing. I can't quite do it yet. What am I leaving on the table? What like am I not doing? And when I think about those things, I'm like, yeah, someone else will do that. Someone else will Like today, I was tired, and I'm like, oh man, I was gonna do a live stream. I've uploaded today like 20 videos that are drum videos that are going to be published. I've wrote and made and edited and published a video to YouTube on getting better at resolutions. I connected with some students. I've walked the dogs. I mean, that's a fun thing. And I was working on some other stuff. And then I thought, man, I need to do a practice. I'm kind of tired. Yeah, but you need to practice. Like, you need to actually have the time and connect. Like, connecting with you guys, I'm loving doing this. Because this would give me a different type of energy. I knew that, like, having spent a bit of time doing this, it would energize me again. I could sit down and do more work now, but I need to sleep. That's the other thing I need to do. Speaking of, yeah, man, I should go and sleep. It's 9 p.m. But I'm going to be doing probably another 1 or 2 of these before I leave for tour. So if you guys are around the next couple of days, I fly on Sunday. So what day is it today? It's Wednesday, isn't it? It's going to be Thursday tomorrow. Thursday, Friday, Saturday. 3 days. It might be 3 streams. Definitely will be 2 streams. So, guys, thank you very much. It's amazing to have some familiar faces in here, some new faces. All the kindness today was beautiful. As always, if you are trying to get better at the drums, you know where to go. jpostones.com. Go and head there, have a look at the things I've got. There's a monthly subscription, which is $20, which unlocks a load of things for you. TesseracT drum lessons and transcriptions, and 2 lessons a week. 2 lessons a week! Flipping, how much is that? That's insane. Loads of stuff that you can work on. The masterclass, which is on the screen right now, is a completely different thing. That is a kind of a high-tier option for people who are really trying to deep dive and understand a lot and work a bit more closely with me. And I also offer mentorships as well. What we're saying, any tips for anyone that's just about to start filming covers for YouTube? Just start. Literally start and figure out like what you like and what you don't like. And best tips is to, like, if you've got if you've got cameras, secure them in place all the time. That's the easiest thing, because then you can just hit a button over here and change between them. If I had to set them up every time, I wouldn't do any of this. So build up, save a bit of money if you need to, get cameras. The best, cheapest ones are the Sony, that I found, are the Sony A6000s, and they come with a lens that's perfectly fine. I think the foot cam that I've got down here, not that one, that one, that one, and that one are all Sony A6100s or 6000s, and I got them all second hand on eBay for like the same price as a GoPro. So they got different lenses on them now. The lenses are nicer, but the bodies that come with a decent-ish lens, like, they're the best things really for streaming. And you can get these aftermarket battery packs so that you can just leave them plugged in and on, which is super handy. So they would run out of battery really quick normally, and the USB power doesn't power them for long enough when you're doing this. So for like $30, you get these battery packs that you just power, that stay plugged in. So yeah, man, you got the new cameras, flipping right. Yeah, it's just start doing it. Try and get into a schedule if you can, and figure out what you enjoy, and just do that, man. That's it. Any recommendations for kick pedals that feel light and easy on the muscles? It depends how much money you've got. I mean, I've only used 9000s and what are these? The MFGs. Recently, the lightest pedal I ever played was an Axis pedal years ago, but it broke. So that's not a very good recommendation. It was nice while I had it, but it did break. I mean, I would say just get the best one you can afford by the company that you're most attached to. That is always the best advice, because then you're going to love it and you're going to want to play it. Get the best one you can afford by the company that you're most attached to. I love DW, so I'll play DW stuff. Guys, it's definitely time for me to go to bed. Thank you so much. Love you all, and I'll see you on the next one of these that I do. And I hope you have a very good night's sleep or morning wherever you are in the world. Goodbye.